It's a bright and sunny morning this morning. Sun is shining in my face fully. It's very nice weather, but it's extremely cold, and it's actually perfect for this week's video because I wanted to show you a little bit of what happens behind all the beautiful Instagram posts, behind all the beautiful things you see on YouTube. You guys that have been following me for some time, you guys know I like to keep it realistic. Living on a cottage on the countryside always seems like such a romantic, beautiful thing, and it is. You guys also know I really enjoy it, but it does come with some struggles, and I think not everybody shows that struggle, and I understand that because of course you want to show the positive things on social media, and I try to do that as well. But once in a while it's good to make a video like this one, because in this video I'm going to show everybody what it's really like. And this day is perfect for it because it's the first really cold day we have. It's below freezing with the sun on the ground. I do think the ice will melt a little bit today, but that might be just wishful thinking because I'm not too sure. But I do think it will melt a little bit. But it will be in a few hours, and it's still going to be very cold, and this is the first very cold day we will have. I think 2 weeks that are going to be pretty cold, so we need to make some adjustments. So living that romantic cottage life will now change in living a life with a bit of a struggle and some hardships, but that's all right because it's part of it and I like all of it. But I'm going to show you what is going to happen when the seasons make it a bit harder to live like this, or things happen. Behind me I am already giving water to the horses because their water froze this night, and that's something I don't have like an automatic water thing or whatever. I'm very old school, so I just have water for them in a trough, and when the ice is not so thick they will break it themselves, but when it's solidly frozen I will need to break it for them or give them new water or warm it up. So one of those things is always what I do. It's not too bad right now, so I can still fill it with a garden hose, so that's what's happening right now. So the horses, they are very hardy. I have horses that come from very cold regions in the world. They are quite alright, but I will give them straw in their shelter area just to be sure they have a place to lay down warm. When it's cold like this, there are a few other chores I need to do, also around the pigs, because they need the same to stay warm. I will make sure my own pipes don't freeze. I need to grab some more firewood. There are a different kind of chores on a winter day like this, especially at the start of this winter season. You know, you have to get into taking care of the animals a little bit differently, and I'm going to take you along today. I will show you how beautiful it is, but I will also show you the parts that aren't that beautiful, and show you a realistic view of living in a cottage on the countryside, especially during harder seasons like autumn and winter, which I am enjoying right now. The sun feels nice on my skin. It's very beautiful. I have a beautiful view of the sheep walking over there in the sun, but we are going to get going because I'm pretty cold still. I didn't put on the gloves yet because it's not easy to use the camera with gloves on, but I will do that shortly because it's a bit too cold now. But yeah, I'll take you guys along for the day and show you everything, show you the honest truth of living like this. And I still think it's a bit romantic, of course. I really love it, otherwise I wouldn't do it. But it's not always as beautiful and perfect as you see. So we'll show you the reality today. It is still freezing. It's pretty cold today, but I like it. It's nice. It's nice and clear. It's still a bit foggy because it's freezing that much, but with the sun out I think that will clear hopefully pretty soon. But I like that mysterious vibe it has about it. But I put on some warm clothing. This jacket is really nice, some overalls under it. It's needed right now. I want to make sure my body stays nice and warm during days like these, especially if you're working in the cold, if you are outside a lot when it's freezing like this. It's just needed to look after yourself. And that's not the only thing I do to look after myself, because I have a very small bottle here. I'll show you close up. You guys will recognize it. It's the Magic Mind bottle, because I'm putting on warm clothing to help myself with the cold now. But I have this bottle here to help myself with, preparing myself in a more mental way, in keeping my mental health in check. And this is just a small part of that, of course. It's a small part in creating my mental wealth, which is what Magic Mind helps me with. I talked about it before, I'm a great fan of the product. And on days like these, where you can use that bit of extra energy and focus, Magic Mind works perfect for me. I just take it like this. I have it in my pocket here. That makes it perfect for me, because I'm just walking around doing my thing. I grab it from the fridge, put it in my pocket and take it when I'm going to start the day. Especially on days like these, it's perfect. And for me it's amazing, because it doesn't give me that anxious feeling like too much coffee or energy drink can do for me. So this is perfect because it just gives that calm focus. And right now, that's even more perfect. If you want to build your mental wealth, Magic Mind has a great offer right now. It's 45% off if you use my link. You can get a performance bundle with sleep. And the sleep product is amazing as well, because it helps you sleep. And for me, the performance shot and the sleep as well, it helps in a few days. Even on the same day I can notice a difference, but of course it's something you build upon. And after 3 days I really noticed a great difference. So for me it works, and I'm sure if you are looking for a product like this, Magic Mind is perfect for you. And this offer, 45% off, I haven't seen anything like that before. So if you want to try out their bundle, I think this is a great moment to do it, especially starting the new year. If you have some challenges coming up like I have today in this weather, I think it's perfect for you to try out. So please use my link to support me and Magic Mind, and I think you guys will love this. So I will take it right now, and then we'll get going with the day, because it's starting to get cold if I stand here. All over my face, of course. And a bonus is, I think it tastes delicious. So yeah, works perfect for me. Try it out and let me know if you like it. But definitely look at the bundle, because it's an amazing deal. We are starting out at the pigs enclosure. You can see them behind me. I will first give the pigs a straw, because straw is stored here anyway. And then I will grab one bale, put it in a wheelbarrow and bring it over to the horses, which is completely on the other side of the property. But that's fine, it's just a bit of a walk there. Which is why I'm going to use the wheelbarrow to get it there easier. The pigs behind me, they use the pond for their drinking water, which works amazing because they are very strong and they are able to break through the ice pretty easily. They can do it right now. It's not too hard yet, it's not too thick, the ice layer, but it will be when it keeps freezing like this for a week or so. And if that's the case, we will break it open for them so they can always drink. The pigs have 4 inside enclosures. They do quite alright in the cold, but they need a warm place to sleep. We do not heat their homes or anything like that. It doesn't get so cold here, and they use each other's body heat to keep warm as well. So it works perfectly if you have a few of them. We have 3, and 2 of them always sleep together, and 1 only sleeps with them when it's really cold. But we will put some straw in their enclosures anyway. They also have some chickens here, 3 small chickens, and those chickens will go in the same home the pigs choose. They can choose whatever they like. The one is more for warmer weather, and one is more for winter weather. Hey Shaki. Hey. And you can see probably some cats walking behind me. Oh, he's a bit scared to get lifted up. But they are also using those homes. So the cats, most of the times they sleep there in the straw. They can go inside multiple spots, so they can choose whatever they want. And right here in this enclosure we also have the runner ducks, and these ducks also break open the ice. So it works perfectly together. Sometimes you just have to take a look at what animals you keep together and how it works out. And for us right here, this works perfectly because all those animals have the same needs, and it just works nice together, and they are very friendly for each other. But they can definitely use some extra straw. The pigs really like to make their own beds, you know. They carry straw around from one enclosure to the other, just to make it like how they like it. So it's always something nice to see as well, because they are just busy showing some natural behavior, building their nests just like they would in nature. And that's what we try to replicate here with the pond and the trees and the enclosures. Keep them as close as they are supposed to be in nature, as much as we can, of course, because they are not wild pigs in any way, shape or form, but we just like to keep them in a way that they enjoy their life as much as they can. So I'm going to grab some straw from up there and give them what they want right now. I was just moving the straw over here to the horse pasture. You can see horses behind me. There, small ponies. Well, one, only Oreo, enjoying the sunshine. I'm going to put the straw in there in a minute, but first I'm going to go on a little side quest because my mom is going to one of the farms close by that has like a farmer's stall, but then a bit bigger than a normal farmer's stall because they have like a whole small shop there with all you know, all the things they raise on their own. I think they have cows, pigs, chicken, so very extremely good meat. Also vegetables, which are of course out of season right now, but they do have some still. So yeah, very good products, very local. It's just 5 minutes away. Not even 5 minutes, it's I think 2 or 3 minutes away. We like to go there if we need something. My mom especially likes it. Because the quality is just great. So we are going to go over there. I'm going to join her. I will show you some things. They also have like a very big garden where in summertime you can get your flowers. You can just walk around and grab what you like. So I think that's very cool as well. It's very beautiful in summertime. So I will show you when it's summer, because right now there are not much flowers, anything at all. But we are going to take a look, and I will take you guys along. I have been there before, so some of you guys might recognize it, but yeah, just a small side quest. While it's still cold, I can feel, you can maybe see it over there as well. I think it's around 0 right now because it's still freezing. I can feel it in my hands and the ground is still very crispy, but with the sun on there, really nice. Hello. Okay. Ik heb het gezien hoor. Porky. Porky. So I'm back from the small side quest with my mom, and now I'm going to give straw to the horses, to small Oreo here. I will put it in the shelter area over there so they have a dry and warm place to sleep, to lay down, just to make sure they stay warm. You can see Oreo's winter coat is very thick. Oreo and Coco are both Shetland ponies. They are very hardy. They can survive winters much colder than we have here in the Netherlands. They do fine in harsh weather. They can stand in the rain. Their coat is almost waterproof. They can stand in the snow. They can really live comfortably in cold weather, as well as Bounty. Bounty, the bigger horse, she is an Irish Cob or Gypsy Venner. She is also used to very cold weather as well, so The horses are fine. I just want to make sure they have a dry place to stand and to sleep. That's all. It's just a bit extra, just a peace of mind to make sure they are comfortable. So I'm going to put the straw in there. I will see how far I get with this one. I just want to make sure the ground is nice and soft and covered. And after that I will see and check how they are doing. If I think it's needed, I will also put a hay bale in the stable so they can stand dry when they are eating. But I'll just have to see what the weather is going to do and how they are doing, because that's the most important thing. But we'll get started. The ground right now, it's a bit annoying because it's pretty muddy and it's half frozen, because this was the first night and day where it's really freezing. So it's half frozen, and some parts you really sink into the mud and other parts it's solidly frozen on top. So it's a bit annoying to walk on, also for the horses, but luckily the horses have those plates, so that's a nice flat area they can walk safely on. But I think I'm not going to use the wheelbarrow to go in the pasture. I'm just going to put the straw bale on my shoulder and walk it over to the stable, because I think that's easier. I will get stuck with the wheelbarrow in there. So I'm just going to need a bit of strength and I will bring it over there. Yeah, Oreo? I have a knife in my pocket. It's a bit dangerous. You can see over here, Oreo is eating from the straw. They always do this when I put the first straw bale of the season in here. They take a small amount of bites from it, just because they are curious, because it's new again. They will not eat all of it, and it's also not really dangerous for them in small amounts. Straw is not really food for horses. They eat hay. And for some horses, in large amounts, straw can also give them colic, which can kill them. But I know my horses very well, and I do this every year. So don't worry if you see them taking bites from the straw. In a few minutes she will lose interest, and she's just nibbling. So it's not really a problem. It gives them something to do. And these horses, all three of them, they are not really... they never get colic anyway, so they are pretty strong and healthy. So don't worry, it's not a problem for them. And she will lose interest very soon because the hay tastes better anyway. So she prefers hay. It's just because this is new for her now. And you might also see on the ground here there is horse poo. And you might think, why don't you clean this out first? And I leave it here on purpose, because with the straw on top and the horse poo underneath, it actually gives off a little bit of heat. So it really helps them to stay warm, as long as the dry part is on top of there. So that's why I don't clean this up first. And also because it gets frozen sometimes. Right now it isn't frozen. I'm leaving it here because it gives off some heat, which helps them. If there's straw on top, it feels nice and warm. So, guys, at the beginning of this video, I told you I wanted to show you a realistic side of that romantic cottagecore vibe you see on social media. And you know, it doesn't get more real than this. My hands are so cold, but I'm so bad at working with gloves on. I just want to feel what I'm doing. So if I can, I'll try to work without gloves, especially jobs like this. I'm going to put my hands in my pockets, but it is extremely cold. My hands are hurting a bit, which will probably stop in a second because they are so cold. I am completely covered in straw. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I am looking. Oh, I'm looking like a straw monster, and that's something I don't think you see a lot on Instagram pictures. You know, everybody that lives in a cottage on the countryside posts the beautiful pictures with a nice flowery dress on in the sun. Even when it's cold and snowing, they have the most beautiful outfits on, their hair all done, makeup on. And you can see me. I'm looking like a straw monster. I'm completely covered. And it wouldn't make sense for me to wear a dress right now because it's freezing. And my arms, my legs would freeze off because it's way too cold to wear something that looks pretty. So I'm wearing an oversized jacket and overalls. My hair, well, let's talk about how my hair looks. Yeah, like a straw monster. It fits perfectly. And I think this is realistic, you know. I wouldn't be wearing a dress when I'm doing... I could do it, but I would make myself suffer wearing a dress right now. So this is, I think, realistic. And also with the horses, with my rain boots on right now. Yeah, it isn't always pretty, but I don't think it has to be pretty. It just has to be real. And for me, I think that's also a beautiful part of it. It might not look beautiful, but it feels beautiful. It feels real. It feels like it's worth something. You know, I'm taking care of the animals. It feels fulfilling, and it might not look beautiful, but it feels beautiful. Now I'm just standing here with small audio, enjoying this moment together, and for me that's what makes life beautiful. So even though realistically it's not looking like a beautiful Instagram picture, I do feel like it's a beautiful moment I'm spending here. Although it doesn't look that way when I'm doing things like this and I'm covered in mud and straw and dirt, and you know what I mean. So the horses will do the rest. They like to play around with it, so I'll leave some fun for them. I got it in the end. As you guys could see there, quite a struggle. And normally people might not show that they are struggling with things, especially if you try to do things alone. I was pretty determined to manage it on my own, but sometimes, you know, you struggle, and I struggle sometimes, and you might not see that on Instagram or YouTube. You might see somebody thriving alone, making everything work. It all seems to go perfect, seems to be so easy when they do things. Nothing ever goes wrong, nothing is ever hard, but that's not reality. At least it's not my reality. I struggle sometimes, especially alone, when I try to do things, and I like to try and do as much as I can on my own. But sometimes it's not possible, or sometimes it's quite a struggle, like it was now. I barely managed to do it with the mud, and it's half frozen, and this part is the most dirty. Over that side I put in the plates. Here there's one shallow walkway for the horses, but not big enough for the hay bale, so I need to go through the mud, which is quite a struggle. But I managed to do it. I'm pretty happy I managed to do it, but some people might not show this part, or sometimes I don't even show that part. I try to show everything, but sometimes I struggle so much and I get frustrated or something like that, and you might not show that, but don't ever think everybody has a perfect life and it's so easy. Or if you see my beautiful Instagram post with the sunrise or sunset, or one of my YouTube videos even with a beautiful foggy morning with ice and snow and how pretty it looks, or if I'm doing things with the animals, if I talk about how I live here, don't think I never struggle, because I'm still out of breath. I struggle sometimes, you know. I struggled this time, almost couldn't do it, but I do think when you set your mind to things and you know it's okay to struggle with things, you know it's okay to try and fail and learn and try again and fail again and just keep trying and living your life, that's fine, you know. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's life is perfect. Everybody struggles in their own way. I struggle and in doing things, being stubborn and doing things alone, thinking I can manage on my own. Sometimes I do struggle, and you might not see that on social media or on YouTube, but it does happen. But in the end I managed to do it. I'm very happy with that. Feel pretty accomplished. So I think struggle is also sometimes a good thing, because if this was easy I wouldn't really be happy with what I achieved. And now, because I struggled, I'm just happy this worked out. I have the hay here dry for the horses. I'm sure tomorrow morning when it's freezing and it's cold and I see them standing in a warm stable with a fresh bale of hay, it makes me even more happy, because I know I struggled to get here. But yeah, you don't always see that kind of people's lives, but believe me, I struggle, everybody struggles. We just don't like to show those things on social media, especially if you have people that make videos like I do, living on a homestead or a cottage in the forest or on the countryside with animals. Sometimes it can all seem so beautiful and unrealistic in a way, but there's also always this side where there's somebody trying to take the best care of the animals they can, covered in mud and straw and hay and struggling to get the work done. But in the end we all try our best. So do I. But definitely not always easy. I still think it's worth it, although it's not always easy. I think it's definitely worth it, the struggle. It's part of it, and it makes it meaningful for me as well. Gives my life meaning, small things like this. That's why I love this life, but definitely not always easy. for the guys that will definitely be asking, why don't you use machinery? Why don't you use a tractor? Why don't you use this? Why don't you do that? I just try to do my own thing, and this would definitely be easier with a machine. But right now, with how the ground is, I don't want to drive anything in here. It will get stuck, it will ruin the ground, especially now it's half frozen. And like I said, I just try to do everything I can with my own hands. If I wouldn't be able to do it, I would ask my brother to help me, and he would help, of course. And if that wouldn't work out, we would use probably a tractor, but I don't know. I don't think we will be able to go in here. But that's why I just like to do my own things, and there will be comments about it, and some people will say, oh, you should do it this way, you should do it that way, it will go easier. And that might be your experience, and you might be right, but I just like to live my own life, do my own things, try my best in my own way. So yeah, there will probably be 1,000 ways to do things better, but I'm just doing the things I know how to do and try my best. So I think that's what everybody should do. Just try your best with the things you have. Perfect. They will be happy with this, I'm sure. So with this video I wanted to show you guys that sometimes we see things on social media and on Instagram that seem almost perfect, or even in my YouTube videos, although I like to show everything how it is. Sometimes it can appear more beautiful or more easy, more perfect than it really is. And I think it's very good for everybody to sometimes just see the reality, see how everything is behind a beautiful Instagram picture or behind a beautiful YouTube video, because I know I have those videos. Sometimes I look back and I see a video of mine where I'm just enjoying a beautiful sunset, sitting by the fire, enjoying beautiful nature, life with the animals. Sometimes it seems perfect, and it isn't always, you know. The reality is sometimes you're struggling, sometimes you have days where not everything works out, things break down, you're fighting the seasons, the weather is bad, there are storms, everything, health problems with the animals. It isn't always as it seems, and I think it's good to sometimes make a video like this to just show a bit more of reality, a bit more of struggles. I have some struggles, I'm sure everybody watching has struggles, and it might seem beautiful in a picture, but sometimes it isn't, and sometimes it's hard, and that's also what makes it for me worth it. I've talked about it before, but those struggles also give it meaning in a way. Living like this is very special for me, and I really appreciate it. And I also want to make clear that although it sounds a bit negative, you know, struggling and all the hardships, things that you worry about, the things that are happening, or everything, I still think it's worth it, otherwise I wouldn't be living like this. So for me, struggles make it worth it. It makes life meaningful in a way. It wouldn't be so special for me if everything was easy, and I think it's just part of life, but it's also a part you do not see that often on social media, and I think it's good to just see things like this as well. But I want to make sure everybody knows I enjoy this life and I wouldn't change anything. And also the days that are very hard, where I'm struggling, where I might not manage on my own, or something bad happens, the weather, we have a storm, things like that, or animals sick, dying, whatever. There are a lot of things that can happen. Even with all those things, I still love this life and I think it's perfect for me. But I just wanted to show you the reality behind all the beautiful cottagecore, countryside, homestead posts you sometimes see. And this is also part of it. A day like this, with everything that's happening, is also part of it. And I want to show everything. So yeah, it's beautiful. There are perfect days where everything just works out and I'm enjoying my life in nature and in my cottage with the animals, and it's perfect. But sometimes it isn't, and that's just what makes it perfect in my eyes. So yeah, I hope you guys appreciate it. And I just wanted to remind you guys real quick about that Magic Mind offer, 45% off the bundle right now. If you are thinking about trying it out, I think this is a great deal and the right moment to try it out. So take a look at my link in the description box for that special offer. And if you're thinking about it, just check it out. I think it's a very good product, so might be good for you as well. But I also want to thank you guys for watching, and if you like my content, please leave a comment or a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. I upload videos weekly every Sunday about my life here in the countryside with the animals and my cottage. So if that's something you like, please check out my other videos, and I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I will see you guys next week. Thank you for watching.